Okay, it's Monday. It's a great day for Tasty Nation. Chicago's up like 14-0, I think, over the Jets. And on top of that, the market, as you see, dropped almost, what, 1% today? Almost 3/4 of 1% today. All right. So it's very interesting what happens today. I want to zoom in right around here. Okay. So take a look. Great day today because IB rank shot up. If you can tell right here on Friday, IB rank was at around, I don't know, was that 16.2? Oh, I'm sorry, right here. IB rank was at, wait, hold on, 1 second. Depends how you look at it. 23rd, today, that's the next day already. Shoot. After hours is why. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so anyway, this red tick is today, all right? So on Friday, it was around 16, and today it spiked all the way up to 30 something, past 30, and now it's at 30. It's at 30. Okay, on the /ES on the SPOOs. This is a big deal. Why? We needed that vol pop so we could sell premium. Okay, so that's really good news. Right now, what we have to look for tomorrow is we need to see this follow through, climb up, and we need to see this turn down and break through here if we're gonna get this nice vol pop like here. Okay, don't get faked out, because here's what I'm looking for. See this over here on July 16th? We had this breakout right here, right? But look, volume, there are still more buyers than sellers because it was green, but it is pointing downwards, but it hasn't broken through its 30-day moving average. And on our slow stochastic chart here, it's still green and it hasn't broke below 80. And sure enough, what happened? There were these two red bars, and then it rallied back up, right? But you can see it rallied back up here, and then IB rank dropped. Okay, so what we're looking for is what happened towards the end of July, right here. Oh, that's right, I zoomed in already. Okay, anyway, so we're looking for what happened right here. So you see what happened? IB rank popped, right? Nice pop right here on this day, right here, right? And then on that September 30th, September 31st, it really popped and it broke 50. This broke down below here, and this went red. That's when you want to sell premium, okay? And then from there, IB rank went as high as like 60 at the most, right? 60, 61. And then if you count the days, look how long it stayed above 50, like 9 days, and it dropped all the way back down to 25. So what you want to do is when you see stuff like this, you want to sell the golden gecko, okay, so you can collect premium on both sides. You want to collect on the put and the call side and take advantage of this vol collapse right here. Okay, so what I'd love to see is here's what I'd love to see. I would love to see, we talked about it last week where we expected it to close high because of triple witching. 14 or now 15 out of the last 16 times triple witching has ended on a positive note, all right, on a higher note. But now that that's over, look what happened. This is today Monday, and this is after hours for Tuesday, tomorrow, technically, or right now, actually, okay? So what I want to see is I want to see this continue to go down, right? We need this continue to climb, and I want to see this turn down, okay? Because this will break. If it doesn't, I just got to start selling premium now, and because it'll do something like this again, okay? So that's what I'm waiting on for tomorrow. I'm hoping that'll happen for tomorrow. All right. I'll take a look at the spies real quick. I'll take a look at some interesting things for. And I'm gonna put in some other stuff too. So for if you're really active, you can take a look at some of these other things. All right. Here's the SPY. All right. So look, this looks really good on the SPY, but the ES is more forward-looking, pretty much. Look, IB rank popped. What is it at? 28.3. That's good. It's above 25. Okay, so we want to see it pop. Just like I'll zoom out again towards July. Hold on. Here we go, end of July. Same thing, right? Here's what we want to see. Volatility pop up here. This goes red, and that's what we want to see. Now you can be directional and sell calls if you want. Okay, but I'd rather just sell both sides because I'm hoping it'll bounce back again or at least stay within the two standard deviations. I don't care if it goes down. I don't care if it goes up. All I care about is if it stays within our range of the golden gecko. Okay. Now when IB rank gets uh, higher, you can also get more money when you collect your premium. So take a look. This is red. This is a really good sign for the bears. If this can break below 80 tomorrow and continue on, you're going to see this pop up higher, and it's going to be a great time for selling premium. But I'm cautious. That's what I really love to happen. But I'm really cautious because I know this could happen again, right? 2 weeks of a narrow trading range like this before it breaks out open. See how the Bollinger Bands are narrow? Okay. And it stayed narrow. Why? Because of this, right? It stayed above this moving average. As soon as it got below its moving average, that's when you start to get it to expand. All right, so that's what I'm looking at, and we're not quite there yet, but I'm hoping that happens. Um, all right, as far as EWZ, EWZ is the Brazilian market. Okay, so for high rank ETFs, but elections are not till October 5th. All right, so we can't really do anything for you uh, for um, for this because of the high IV. All right, so elections are not till October, somewhere October 5th, right around here. So in the meantime, I don't know what it's going to do, but look at all I know is IV ranks 100, so I want to sell it. But I know for a fact it's not going to drop till like after the election. Once the election's announced, and you'll see vol collapse big times. I want to take really good advantage of that. In fact, I might do a straddle on that instead. There's two market measures on Friday and today that you could take a look at. I'm not ready to push those out yet. I kind of want to see what I can collect on those first. Okay, how much money I can collect on selling a golden gecko or a straddle at the money straddle. All right. 1 second. Okay, so for tomorrow, for those of you who are more active, like I said, what I'm looking for is I wanted to see what happened to volatility in the spiders tomorrow. I want to make sure that the spoos, that those can follow through downwards, and I want to make sure volatility stays higher or goes higher. Okay, but for those of you who want to trade, who have things to trade, take a look. You can do XOP, USO, FXC, FXX. Why? Because their IB ranks are all above 50. Okay, but you got to make sure you can collect enough premium. Okay, the cheaper ones might be harder to do, but you might want to look at all of these. As far as specific stocks, it's going to be hard because they all have earnings coming up by the time you do your, um, you have to check. Here's what I mean. Like, look at RIG. Well, let's look at the most expensive one here. Here, KMP. I don't know what that is, but look, 76 IB rank. 45 days out. If you go to Dole and you enter in KMP, let's go. Come on, guys. Here's what you want to watch out when you watch for earnings. Watch. Well, you know what? My bad. What you should do then, it's a lot. That's why the grid page is a lot easier to find trades. I'm just gonna go to grid, go to notables, turn on my filter, hide all the earnings, jack this up to 50, close it, sort by highest to lowest as far as volatility. Here you go. Well, look at rig. Rig's at 80, right? Double click on rig. Choose strategy. Go to Iron Condor. Show advance. You want at least 45 days to expiration. Carry the Super 8 does 56 days. Okay, here's why. Watch, I'll show you. I'll put 56 and I'll click this, all right? So I know I'm going to sell what? November 22nd, and I'm going to be selling the, hold on. And I'm going to be selling the 60 days left to expiration because there's only 4 days left, right, and we start. But what you got to look at is rig. I'll type in rig right here, and the expiration date is when? November expiration, right there. So I'm gonna go look at November expiration. There's earnings right here in rig. Okay, so even though those said there was no earnings, but they're talking about it, there's no earnings because from here to the first expiration, there's no earnings. Okay, so if you want to get out of the trade, you got to get out by the end of October. All right, so if you're going to trade this and plan to get out at the end of October. All right, this is great. IV's going to rise. The oils have been getting hurt a little bit. Okay, so fine. You know what I mean? Um, one of the neat trades is you go long oil, meaning you're betting oil and oil stuff will rise, and then you short the airline stocks. Because every time oil rises, right, airline stocks drop. For example, here's United Airlines. Okay, you see how in general over the last year it's been going higher, right? Especially the last 6 months, higher. It's going down, pot higher. Now look at oil like USO. USO is the ETF for oil. Look, downwards, right? So look at the last 1, 2, 3, 4 months. I'll go back to United Airlines. 1, 2, 3, 4 months. See? United up, oil down. You can even look at like Southwest. Southwest is known to have been pretty good at buying oil. Look at Southwest. Jesus Louise. Okay, compare that to oil, which is USO. So you can do a nice pair trace here. Oil has IV rank, has a high IV rank. I don't think any of the airlines do though, because they've been going up positive. Well, 43.8 IV rank over there. What about Love? Love has a 52. There you go. You could kind of do that, right? Depending on what you think. Yeah, look, perfect. See how if this goes red, this goes down. Oh my God, this will go down. It's perfect. You know, just an idea for you. Okay, so go to your grid page. Here's some things. Here's some stuff you can trade for tomorrow. Okay, just make sure you can collect enough. One thing I wanted to show you here. I'll go to my portfolio page. Okay, so here's what you need to remember. Take a look at my PBR trade. Okay, so look at PBR. I have 25 days left to go, right? And I'm up. Whoops. Is this percentages? I'm going to go to settings, and I'm going to switch this as to see this gear. Switch to percentages. Now look. Here's what I wanted to show you. This. Okay, PBR. I think I sold it 45 days expiration. Remember I told you folks in this particular I was bearish. I bet it'll be below $18 and IB rank was at 100. Okay, PBR now is at what? PBR is at, let's look what PBR is. IB rank in PBR is still 100. Look at that. Okay, but the price has dropped. It was at $15 below. It was below 16 today. So how many days into my trade am I? Well, usually if we sell 40, if it's 25 days left to expiration, right? What you want to do is you want to take 45 minus 25. Okay, I'm sorry. Look at your cheat sheet. You know you should be at 50% IV, 50% profit in 19 days. So 45 minus 19 is 26. By 26 days left for trading, I should be at 50% profit. So I should have took it off today. I was above 50% today, and I didn't. So tomorrow, if I get 50% max profit, I'm going to take it out. Okay, that's how you use that cheat sheet I showed in my last video. Where look under my favorite slides, it'll say, you know, if you're 19 days into the trade and you can collect 50% or more of your max profit, close it already. You know, if you're so at 24 days into the trade, okay, if you can collect 60% or more, take it. If you're 10 days into the trade and you can get 30% or more, take it and run. Okay, that's what we call managing your profits. So I did want to cover that and how to see that in Dole. All right. Same thing. I'm not at. I was at 50% at PBR. As you can see, I only have these holdings. This is some stupid penny stock. Don't ignore that. So anyway, did I do that? What happened? Oh, that sucks. All right. Okay. So my SPY positions. Look, I have these two verticals on now. I don't have any call positions on because I closed them on my other eye in Condor, and I'm still good in these. 88% probability of success. Okay, so I'm holding off. Why? Because if volatility pops, I want to redeploy. Now you can see I sold all my positions. I freed up a lot of cash.